I close this closing session on the content and I hand over back to the moderation for the final part of this conference. Egbert, I hand back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you. Well, that were two quite inspiring sessions, I would say. Absolutely stunning at the end, at this wonderful conference. The mayor of Leeuwarden has already arrived, just in time to also hear the results of the workshop meetings. So what I would like to do now is to call on stage Ellie Reinierse and Jacqueline Hofstede.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to stand here and to see all the people working 3 days on the manifesto. Ellie will explain it, what is coming out. And I want to refer on 2013, when Ottmar Donnenberg from Austria told me about Gemeinwohl-economy. And that was the beginning of the movement in the Netherlands, I think. So it is a little seed of a flower. I looked up the name of the symbol of the economy for the common good. It is dandelion.
Dandelion.
Dandelion, okay. So it can have a huge impact to have a conversation with someone about economy for the common good or something else. Another thing I want to mention is that we, in the beginning, when we were dreaming of this conference, we thought on the connection with art. So with singing and dancing and a dance floor. And that's why I'm a little bit, there were a lot of words these days, so my words are gone. But I thought I will read a poem I made by Wetses in 2020 when Christian Felber was for the first time in Leeuwarden. Okay, now I have to, one moment. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. We are humans. We need water, oxygen, food, shelter, and love. We are a small part of the long history of the Earth. We travel on spaceship Earth. It is our home. We have to protect that home. We are on a spaceship Earth, a little blue dot in universe. It is the home for ourselves and for future generations. We need another economic system based on old values. We need an economy for the common good. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very thankful for all participants and all the keynote speakers, organizers. And this is a gift, I think, for us to see a way to the future. And this morning we had the workshops where all participants could kind of express their major action points for the future. So I will present some, not all, because it's too much. So first I present some of the action points that come out of the workshops. There are also research objectives, which I will not present now because it's simply too much. And then I will say a little bit about the manifesto that we have designed. And there is a group of key listeners who designed them. So some of the points are here. from the environmental sustainability group came the change the financial monetary system altogether, reduce the consumption and production regionally and nature inclusive, and identify and use bio-based materials for the region. Then we have the social sustainability group, where we need to know more about ourselves through developing our consciousness. To collect elements, intrinsic and regenerative characteristics of identity, of successful stories of collective social action. And we need to create a network to transfer to individual empowerment into action. And the last one is strengthen democracy. We work on flourishing relations in my varied web of relationships. Make the ECG movement, already collaborating with the donut economy and we all, etc., more visible with all people and communities in Europe, and then connect them with them to create a huge movement. And experiments with communities supported collectives for local needs. So this is, let's say, harvesting of all your thoughts after 3 days of hard work. Then, from the Cree listeners, I will bring forward some basic notions that will be in the manifesto. We want an economy of care, a care for ourselves, for each other, for the environment, for our past and our future. It requires a change of mindset to answer existential and moral questions. It requires self-awareness of local communities. And it requires a safe space in the middle in order to develop and iron out the logic of an economy of care. And a safe space in regions can be called environmentally strengthened, socially sustainable, and strengthened democracy. We strive for inclusiveness in all the new systems that we build. And therefore, we need collaboration. And I quote Leeuwarden, we need deep fellowship. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ellie, giving us some insights into the manifesto. I don't know, you just put it there. Already giving us some insights into the manifesto, the action points, and I'm sure also the research agenda will also be very insightful and helpful also for us, also for scientists, for universities, University of Applied Sciences as well, to also inspire your students and let them also do research on topics like these and also help each other. On your program, you can also find a QR code where you can also register as a researcher for the Common Good movement. Let's all do that and let's stay in touch. For now, we're approaching the end of this 3 days of wonderful speeches and contacts. First with the Mayor of Leeuwarden. And I would like to call the Mayor of Leeuwarden, Mr. Sibrand Buma, to the floor. And Mr. Buma will do a presentation. Thank you so much. He's not a speaker, so there are no questions. No questions. Having said that, after Mr. Buma has addressed us, the organizing committee will here come on stage, and we will then also submit the manifesto to the mayor. So he will get a first, let's say, a first copy. The floor is yours, Mr.
Thank you
Mayor.
very much. A speech, no questions. This is democracy. I realize that I'm at the end of many people who spoke to you in the last 3 days. It makes me humble because I've seen that you had some very important and interesting speakers. And I will be brief because as Mayor of Leeuwarden, I hope that you can see something of the city as well. But I think that you have had a very interesting program over the last 3 days. And if I hear some outline of these results, as you heard as well, you set ambitious goals. And I would say that this whole movement of the economy of the common good fits in very well with what we are trying to achieve here in Leeuwarden as a local municipality. We are focusing on broad prosperity. We're focusing on a sustainable future. And how difficult as it may be, we try to do our best. And as local authority, we are trying to make the city greener, better livable. We hope that we can do everything we can to combat climate change, but also to learn to cope with the climate change already around us. And in the presentations in the last days, you may have heard about the Frisian paradox. I don't know if it passed already. And that means that this province is scoring relatively low on economic indicators, but surprisingly very high on indicators reflecting the well-being of our citizens. As we say, people here are poor but happy. This underlines that there is more to sustainable growth, to growth as such of an economy, than only financial-oriented growth. It is about local and regional strengths that are more than only to be counted in money. And I'm happy to accept your manifesto and to learn how you can inspire us to make further steps contributing to a healthy and sustainable development of our municipality and our region. You may have seen how green it is, how much water there is, and yet we also have to combat a future that may face periods of drought. And on the other hand, we may face periods of too much water. So we are indeed fighting the effects of climate change every day. And yet we are a region, as I said, where people are happy and where we have a strong set of rules to work together. We call it the mean skip, the society. Mean skip meaning bottom up, we find each other. Now, if you have time left, I would say experience something more of the city. Maybe you have done that already, the center, but also, I may add, the beautiful villages surrounding our city. So I hope that these 3 days gave you an insight about the core of this conference on a sustainable future, but I hope that you also are able to see something of the surroundings you are having this conference in. In the end, I would like to thank Wetses, NHL Stenden, Hanse Hogeschool Groningen for organizing this, because I think it's very important that people like you, who are committed to work on a sustainable future, find each other, exchange ideas, so that we as a local authority and as a municipality can work them out in practice. Thank you very much, and I wish you a safe trip home.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. And I forgot also to thank you also and the municipality also for sponsoring the conference. Most grateful for that. Most grateful for that. For now, I would like to ask all the organizing committee, the steering committee here on stage. Perhaps we can line up here. So that Mr. Kees Buisman and Christian Velbel, they can hand out, well, let's say a pre-copy and a draft of the manifesto to the mayor. The floor is yours.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, this is the first legacy of this conference for your city. It is strong scientific evidence for the Frisian paradox, and we hand over, please, Wiesmann and myself, to you this first outcome, short outcome, and of course the long-lasting impact will follow. Thank you for accepting this gift and legacy of our conference.
Thank you very much.
And there is only one last task left, which is to say thank you and goodbye. On behalf of all organizers and hosts and everybody who made possible this fantastic conference. So I thank, in the name of all of us, to the organizers, from the organizing team to the scientific committee, from the hosts, the co-hosts, to the donors, from the participants to the speakers and presenters. The discussion will continue. We will put online some of the highlights of the conference on YouTube, and of course the manifesto will also be published. The next conference is upcoming, so we will continue our journey. We will continue our travel of collective convergence of these and more models. Stay tuned, stay with us, keep engaging, deepen the collaboration, deepen the discussion, the allyships, as Leeuwarden said. And that's it. Have a safe travel back, and see you again soon on a different stage or dance floor of the many alternatives that exist. Goodbye.